I got the puppy here. Can you say hi? Hi. Hi, Gray. Ready, pup? Ready? Hey guys, it's Cam. So today I am back with a update video. I've been home for about a week now. I finished up with finals last Tuesday and I went home Wednesday, and it's so nice to be home in my room, in my own bed, and I rearranged my whole room, so I've got like a new setup. But it's so nice to be home. It's weird because I've been in my sorority for the past year, but it's really nice to be home and I miss all my friends, but it's good to be here with the puppy and with my family. So I wanted to do an update video on my first year of college. I did an update about halfway through. I'm in a very different place since I filmed that video. So I made a list on my phone of stuff that I wanted to talk about throughout my year. This first year of college was a lot. It had really high highs and really low lows, and I went through a lot, but I just wanted to talk to you and just give you perspective if you're going into college for your first year. Of course, it's not going to be the same. Oh, you can see her ears. Mom came home, I lost the pup. So of course your first year is not going to be the same as mine, but I just wanted to talk to you and be real with you about the hardships that I went through and also the great things that I realized while being in college. So I made a list of stuff that I wanted to talk about just so that I don't miss anything. So my school goes in quarters. I know some do semesters, but yeah, so fall quarter, all I honestly remember from it was being sick. There were so many new germs and my immune system was like, what are you doing to me? And yeah, so I was very sick. I think I had a sinus infection for like 2 months. I didn't realize what it was. I thought that I was just exhausted for a long time. I was really, really sick, and so freshman fall quarter honestly just felt like a blur to me. It was fun and I loved my roommates, but yeah, it was pretty much just a blur. And I was also dealing with like really bad homesickness. My mom would call me and I would just want to be home with her. And also when you're sick, all you want to do is just be home and like eat your mom's chicken noodle soup. But I couldn't do that because I was about 3 hours away. So it was hard. It was really tough. I was homesick. It was a slow start. It's just being in such a new place. I wasn't really being myself. I kind of just kept to myself and was trying to figure out all of this transition stuff on my own, and it was really tough, but yeah, I made a few friends fall quarter like throughout the time. Slowly I started getting more comfortable and finding my friends and just figuring out the whole college thing. I had no idea what kind of classes I signed up for. I just kind of found ones that fit together well, and I signed up for business classes because I thought that I was going to go business. Fall quarter I was taking econ classes, and I ended up taking an anthropology class, which I loved, and now I'm in a minor in it. And yeah, fall quarter was good, but it was just honest like transition. I was going through a lot. I cried a lot. I think I cried in the public Starbucks on multiple accounts. I remember one time my dad texted me just "I love you" like without any context, and I was in the library and just started crying, and I'm pretty sure that people saw me, but I was just, there was so many emotions, and the only way I could show them was just by crying, whether I was happy or sad. It was just, there was a lot of tears. And then winter quarter was just cold and rainy, and I was continuing taking business classes, and winter quarter was fun. I was still a little homesick though. It was hard because I went home between fall and winter quarter, and having to go back to a place where I just hadn't really found it as a home yet, and I hadn't found those true friends yet. I was just still adjusting and trying to figure out exactly what I wanted to do. So I was still homesick. I was trying to figure out if my major was right for me. I was taking these business classes and I felt like I was just going through the motions of it, but I couldn't make a list of reasons why I wanted to go business. I kind of just thought that that would be the best fit for me, and I started to realize through the prereqs that it just wasn't the right route for me. I wasn't loving the classes, and I just didn't, there was no reason. I could ask myself, why am I doing business? And I couldn't even give like 5 reasons of why I wanted to major in that. And people say, I know your major doesn't matter, but I'm spending 4 years of my life studying it, and so I just want to love what I'm studying and love what I'm learning about. And so then that's why over winter break, I remember I was sitting, I made a video of it that day, but I didn't film any of it. But my parents and I were sitting in the One World Trade Center in line for about 3 hours to get to the top, and I had a heart to heart with them, and I sat down and just said, I don't think business is the right thing for me. I don't know why I decided to do it coming into college, and I feel like it was the right time to transition because I hadn't taken too many prereqs. I was at the point where the prereqs that I was taking for business I could use for a different major, and I figured out that I think communications is the perfect thing for me. I can focus in public relations, and I can minor in other things. I'm still thinking about getting a sales certificate and possibly minoring in anthropology, and because with the communications major I would have a lot more room to do other things too. Don't get me wrong, Foster School of Business has great opportunities. I just feel like it wasn't the perfect fit for me, and so that was kind of my deciding point, and I knew that I just needed to switch something up because I just wasn't really happy with the classes that I was taking, and my parents were super supportive of it and said that it was okay and that they could see me in the comm major. I remember my mom, she started looking up right away study abroad trips through the CROM program and looking into it, and I'm just super thankful because they were super supportive with that transition once I realized that business just wasn't the perfect field for me. Winter quarter also consisted of me finding clubs and outside things because I love my house, and I started really making great friends in my house, but I needed to do something outside because I'm the kind of person that loves to be involved with many different things. And so I applied for ASUW, which is like ASB in the college level, and so I joined a volunteer committee, and then that led me to a job shadow for this girl for the arts and entertainment program, and then I started volunteering for them, and A&E holds all the concerts and the shows and speakers on campus, and it's just the coolest community of creative people. They inspire me so much. Like, one of my friends is on SoundCloud, he's a SoundCloud rapper, and the other person does photography and film, and they're just the coolest people. If any of you are watching, I love you guys so much because you guys just push me to be creative and do what I'm passionate about, and yeah, I just love you guys immensely, and I just am so happy that I found that community, and that was just amazing for me. And I also started going to the Inn, which is Young Life on campus, and it's just all college kids, and I personally was not super religious growing up. We didn't go to church much, but having the Inn, it's just this community that is just so loving and supportive, and it's awesome because you can take the messages how you want, and I enjoy it so much, and I'm so excited to go back and do it next year and also be involved with A&E, and just keeping myself busy and finding those things. I really started seeing my mood turn around, and I was surrounding myself with people who just made me feel happy and made me feel like I belonged, and I just saw myself less like calling my mom and dad. I love talking to them, but I was busy, but it was good busy because I was keeping myself doing things that I really loved, and I was surrounding myself with people who lifted me up and made me excited to be there and excited to be involved. So I really love that. So between winter and spring quarter is spring break, and Piper, if you're watching this, you're amazing because my friend Piper, we weren't super close yet in my house, and we just had math together, and then one day she's like, Cam, you should come to California with us, and I was like, oh, I'm probably gonna go home. I didn't really know what my plan was. She's like, no, you're coming to California. So that night I booked a ticket, and as you can see, I have my California video up on YouTube, and it was so fun, and the girls that I went with just are the best, and going on that trip just really solidified my friendship with so many people, and that's why spring quarter I really started to find my place and my people and just my friends, because I realized college is such a transition time, and people always say your college friends are your forever friends, and I was always like, oh, I don't know, I've got my friends from home, and I didn't really believe it yet because I just hadn't found those people that are my forever friends. And so I was kind of skeptical, but then I realized that going through that transition, going through the highs and the lows together and just living with those people is why you get so close, and you just go through a lot, and you just have to learn a lot of empathy and understanding and just trying to put yourself in their shoes, and because everyone comes from different backgrounds. But going on that trip, I made the greatest friendships, and I miss them so much being home now. But for you girls, I love you so much. You know who you are, and I'm just so thankful to have found you and for your friendship, because you mean a lot to me, and I learn from you guys every day, and you're all just the most hardworking people I've ever met, and I just love you. So yeah, spring quarter went well. I ended up taking a class, it was linguistics. It was way harder than I thought, but that made me realize sometimes in college you're going to take classes that are very interesting but are just really, really hard. And I took my first comm class and I loved it, and we talked about just understanding how to communicate with people, which seems like such a simple thing, but I love it because it's so applicable to everyday life. We talked about relationships and politics and just so many different topics that revolved around the power of communication. I just loved it. The professor was amazing. She was so inspiring and so cool. I really loved taking that comm class, and it also solidified like my reasoning for majoring in it, and I'm just really excited to take comm classes in the future. Another thing spring quarter that I did was applying for internships, because the last 2 summers I've had like a steady job, which was nice and it was fun and I loved my old job, but this summer I just wanted to do something different, and so I decided that I wasn't just gonna have a regular steady job and I wanted to make videos. And so I'm gonna be working actually for a photographer in my area, doing video stuff for her, and I also am doing a branding internship, and then also working at my summer camp that I worked at last summer. And so I'm just filling my time with things that I'm just really passionate about and excited, and know it's not going to be like a super steady job, but they're going to be fun jobs that I'm just super excited to do, that I'm just going to learn a lot from and gain a lot of experience. So I'm really excited about this summer. So yeah, spring quarter went well. It was a lot of fun. I made some really, really great friends that were so hard to say bye to, but I've kept in contact with them like every day, and I'm just so thankful for them. Okay, so I wanted to finish this video with some advice. I don't know, if you're going into your first year of college, I just kind of wish that I'd heard these things. My first year was tough. There was a lot of things that I learned about myself, about others, and just how the whole college thing works, because I was so excited to go, and then it was a rough start, but I really found my way eventually. Okay, so my first thing that I said was, even when things seem super dark, find the light and be the light. I think that this is so true just for everything, because I did hit a really dark place fall quarter and winter quarter, and I was just super sad all the time. I just was sick and homesick. I was just in a really dark place, but you gotta find the things that make you happy and lift you up, and surround yourself with people that understand you and are there for you, because that really made everything a lot better. Because college is hard, like classes are tough, and studying for midterms and finals is really killer, but if you have those people or those things that make you really happy, it really can turn things around. So yeah, that leads into finding things that you love. Go and just sit at a club, or sit in on a meeting, or go try some activity that seems interesting to you. Maybe you won't like it. I went to a club and I thought that I was really gonna like it, but I realized that it wasn't the perfect thing for me, and that's okay. So yeah, I definitely recommend just put yourself out there, because college is truly what you make it. I always heard people tell me that, and I didn't really understand it until I realized that I needed to be more involved and I needed to apply myself to things. I filled my time with things that I love to do and with people that I love, and I really just found myself, and I loved being busy like that. And because you're so on your own in college, so you gotta fill those times with things that you love to do. Another thing that I learned this past year was that your major doesn't define you, it's what you make it. Because I thought that I was going to go business, and then I realized that wasn't for me, and so I switched. But in the end, your major doesn't define who you are, but just make sure you love what you're studying and that you're passionate about it, or it's the right choice for you or the right fit, because you're spending 4 years doing it. And a lot of people graduate with majors that they won't use, that's true, but I definitely think that you shouldn't just waste these 4 years taking classes that you don't enjoy. So try to find, even if you got to make a hard switch, find the thing that you love to do and stick with it. Another thing, if you don't ace everything, that's okay. I was a perfectionist in high school and I pretty much had A's. I worked so hard for it, but college is a new level. I don't know about, I can only speak for UW. It's tough. Like, I took some classes that kicked my butt that I studied for. I've never studied as much in my life as I do in college, but I had to learn that you don't ace everything and it's okay and you're doing your best, and I had to tell myself that all the time and give myself little reminders that you're doing okay and you're trying your best, and that's as much as you can do. The last thing, I'm going to read this because I wrote this, and I said, if you're not happy, find the happiness. Try something new and step out of your comfort zone. I know that sounds very cliche, but that's honestly what turned my year around and made me really find my place at UW and find my people that I love being around and the things that I am passionate about and things that inspire me. Find the happiness, because college is truly what you make it, and it's a great time, and I had a great first year and I made some of the best friends, and I'm so excited to go back. It's nice to be home right now, but I'm definitely excited to go back in the fall. I'm super excited about the classes that I'm taking. So thank you so much for watching. I hope this helped you give a little bit more of an idea of what I'm doing, what I've been up to, what school's been like, and yeah, thanks for watching. I'll talk to you later. Bye!